What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT, and I'm back to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 13, and give you my review of the episode. So obviously, spoiler warning for Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 13, but also the series as a whole, spoiler warning. Now, first and foremost, it was an interesting episode. I liked it, I enjoyed it, but it's kind of what Fear does. We lost Logan, and it's like, what? We invested all this time in the character, especially the beginning of the episode. It starts with a flashback to Logan. He's basically like a member of the group with the boxes trying to help people, and you kind of feel for him a little bit. It was a little far-fetched in my eyes when Strand and Alicia were basically doing the same exact thing that Logan was doing at the beginning of the episode. We met the Pioneers, Virginia or Ginny, but I don't know what to call them, but Virginia called themselves Pioneers, so that's what I'm going with. And it was interesting because the episode made you feel for Logan to see where he was and where he's been, and then, I don't know about you, but I totally forgot about Polar Bear being connected with Sarah. I knew about Polar Bear and Luciana, but I forgot that Sarah and Wendell stole his truck, and it was last season, in Season 4, Episode 13, that we saw Polar Bear and Luciana, but if you go back to Sarah and Wendell's introduction, they did steal his truck. And you're like, oh man. And I like Sarah and Wendell. And I totally forgot the fact that they did that to Polar Bear, who seemed like a nice guy. And this was connected with Logan and Polar Bear and what sent Logan down this path. And Sarah even talks about it, that she has to live with it every day of what she did to Polar Bear, and she feels bad about it, but she could take out Logan and it wouldn't bother her at all. But I think it would. I would think either side wanted to kill each other because they were good people. At the end of the day, both groups were good people. We kind of met the villains at the end, and the show needs a good villainous group, and we'll definitely talk about them. Well, we saw Wendell. I know a lot of people were asking about Wendell. Where's Wendell? Where's the guy with Sarah? Where is he? Did he die? We haven't seen him yet. But this was the first episode that we saw him in the back half of Season 5. But Logan found the oil fields, and when he did, boom, gone. And it's almost like a slap in the face. We met Logan in the premiere episode of Season 5, and we wasted all that time for the group to come back to basically square one, for Logan to be like, look, we need the oil fields. And you're telling me that you couldn't smell that stuff burning or the smoke in the air when they're burning the stuff there? I mean, come on, they should know what was going on here around the area. The area is not that big and there's not that many people, I would assume, right? But either way, we got the oil fields, we saw Luciana, Wendell, the kids, and we saw the big showdown at the oil fields. And did it disappoint? I don't know. It was okay. It was very entertaining. I liked the whole story, but it was like all this build up of the oil fields. And so what was going on with Logan where he couldn't be like, look, there's this group. They need the gasoline. They're trying to help a lot of people. They're a scary group and we can work together on it. But nope, it was this big ordeal with the oil fields and this and that. And what does he want the oil fields for? We got to hide it from him, and the convoy. And so much stuff could have been avoided. We could have progressed the story without doing half of the things that had to be done in this way. And we have 3 episodes left. And Logan, which was a big part of the season so far in Season 5, Episode 1, Episode 8, Episode 9, what are we going to do with him, is gone. It was like, okay, so we invested all this time for him to just be shot like that. And I can understand Logan a little bit more because of the stuff that's happened with him and to him. But it's just like, man, I thought this was going to be the guy to be the big part of the show. And then we meet Virginia's group, who came out of nowhere. But I definitely like this idea right here of them using the walkers for something, right? I mean, put the walkers to use, either through weaponizing or put them through manual labor where they're spinning around and spinning around and spinning around. And it's pretty smart. To me, it's a little far-fetched that the kids came up with the idea, but nonetheless, the kids are useful here, even if you see them in a minor amount. But this guy was interesting because whatever happened to this guy? We saw him with the white, and we saw him with the convoy, and then we saw him here, but what happened with him when they took his truck and basically went to the oil fields? What happened to the guy? Did they kill him? Did they not? But either way, they set up a roadblock. It was pretty smart. And I guess this is why this guy was kept alive, for them to use their truck and to get into the oil fields. Maybe he was there, but we didn't see him again. So I just asked the question, what happened with this guy? Dwight and Sarah were really the best parts of the episode for me. John was pretty great sharpshooting, of course, but it was just like a little crazy and far-fetched what was happening with the oil fields and the fire and the smoke. And I'm sure that was pretty crazy for everybody involved, but they should really be wearing masks, right? I mean, being a medical professional, I'd be like, there's got to be a lot of hazardous stuff here for them to be breathing in. I kind of felt bad for this group, but I didn't. She was like, this was the promised land. And where were they the entire time when the walkers were around? Did they just hide during the fire and the smoke and let our group do all the work? You have more bullets than you know what to do with, right? But I guess you couldn't fire around there because of the fumes, and it probably would ignite with the gas and the oil, and it just was a bad spot. And plus, they were breathing it in. It's got to be terrible for your lungs. And I'm really glad that that one walker that came over to them didn't bite either of them. That would be really hokey and cheesy, and I'm glad it didn't happen. Then day turned to night like that. I mean, I don't know how many hours went by or what it was, but it just felt like it was day, and then it was night, and then it was day. And there was a lot of chaos, and a lot of smoke, and a lot of fire, and it was tough to see at times what was going on, but I guess they could have just left and then came back, right? And also, they could have put up boulders or something at the top to stop them from coming in and going down there, but John and June were doing the best they could, and I thought there would have been more of a gun battle with Logan's group and our group, but at the end of the day, neither side wanted to kill each other, which was good. We didn't lose anybody, but we haven't had a major death on this show since season 4. And I really wonder if we're going to lose a main character this season. We lost Logan, but that's all right. It opens up the story arc going forward. But what's going to happen with Sarah, Wendell, John, June, and the rest of the cast? I mean, Morgan and Alicia are the leads of the show, and Morgan wasn't even in the episode, and Alicia was in it very minimal. But the walkers were around, and it was pretty cool. I mean, the walker, the flames, the fire, it was pretty awesome, but there was a lot of walkers there. I mean, tons and tons and tons of walkers, and when in doubt, just sprinkle some walkers in. That can be the problem, right? But the group survived, and that was great. And it was one of those things where after a while, we knew that neither side was going to kill each other, and that's kind of a letdown. But the whole Sarah Logan thing, and on the radio with the girl in the same feed bag store, it was kind of far-fetched that it exactly went down the exact same way for Logan and Alicia and Strand. I mean, Logan broke down, ran out of gas, and ran there, and was too late. And Alicia and Strand ran out of gas and ran there, and they were too late, but they were able to save that girl because of Wes, which was pretty cool. That was one of the best parts, that he got there in time and saved the lady. What I don't understand is, why isn't that door locked better? Shouldn't it be a lock on the door? I mean, it was barricaded in with a lock. But like I said, it was pretty cool that Wes came back around. And I hope he sticks around, because he's a character that seems like almost a real person. You got the group that's doing far-fetched things, in my opinion, and you got Wes, who's trying to stay alive. Maybe a romance with him and Alicia could work out, but ultimately what's going to happen with Wes is something I'm kind of interested in. And then the rabbi came around with his machine gun and his bayonet style with the knife on it. It was pretty cool. That's a great weapon, but he's going to run out of bullets, I would assume. But the rabbi had a minor role, and I like to see where this is going, and I like the characters. I like the actors. I like everything about the show except the story and what they're trying to do. And then Logan's like, look, we're going to work together. We're going to do this. And then, nope, takes them all out. And then we're like, whoa, what's going on here? We did all this for nothing, right? And then the Pioneers, Virginia, shows up and was like, look, he wasn't a good guy. You're good people. You're useful to us. If you work with us, we can do this. We can find Sherry. We can find that. We can find that. We can work together. And it's interesting because they promised you something. And they're like, look, if we work together, you help us and we can help you. And then June's like, well, we saw what you did with the last people you were working with, and what if we don't deliver? And it's a great point. But Luciana's going to stay and work with them for the oil fields. So I wonder what's going to happen with this group. Are they connected with CRM? Because that would be the best thing in my eyes. Because why would you bring CRM around if this group is not connected with them? And if we don't see CRM again, what's the point of seeing CRM and Althea early on in season 5 if there's no connection ever to be had again? But what do you think of Virginia? I don't really like her voice. It was a little whiny and a little too much for me, but I'm interested in what's going on with the Pioneers and Virginia. And also, we saw the lady at the end that Wes saved, that she left the group. Why did she leave? And what do you think is going to happen? I'm kind of excited about it, but I'm excited as I can be because we have 3 episodes left and then The Walking Dead returns. And it might be sad to say, but I'm excited for Fear to end and The Walking Dead to return. So let's wrap it up and connect with The Walking Dead. So we'll see what happens. 3 episodes left. Overall, I thought the episode was interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. And please, guys, hit that subscribe button to become a valued member of our PT channel, Walking Dead family, and help us achieve our goal of 100,000 subscribers. And I know we can do it with your help. And for those interested in my Zombie Apocalypse book series, Fight for Us, 10 books available now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. We got paperback and digital versions. And remember, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, staying true to yourself, and tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.